Hello, so can driving anxiety be overcome, or is this something that you're stuck with for the rest of your life? Well, if you're watching this and you have driving anxiety, you'll be pleased to know that yes, you can overcome it, and it's actually quite quick and easy to do. Now this can sound strange because people say, well hold on, I've had this problem for months, years, sometimes even decades. I've worked with clients who have had driving anxiety for 30 years. And it's ruined their whole life. It's ruined their relationships. It's ruined their job prospects. They've had to turn down jobs because they don't want to drive, either to get to work or drive a company car or company vehicle while they're at work. Not being able to drive can have a massive negative impact on your life. So if you have driving anxiety and you're worried that's just how you were born, it's not. Nobody is born with driving anxiety. It's what we call a learned behaviour or a learned fear. At some point in your life, you've picked up this fear. And the great thing is that if you pick something up, you can put it back down again. You're not stuck with driving anxiety and you can overcome it. Exactly how you do that would take me a few hours to explain, but I have got many other videos which go into more depth about that. But let me give you a quick example. Let's imagine that when you were a kid, you went out down the road and a dog jumped out from someone's garden and barked at you. And you might be thinking, what's any of this got to do with driving anxiety? Just bear with me and you'll see. So let's say when you were 5 years old, you were walking down the street and this dog jumped out and barked at you, maybe even bit you, maybe even ran up to you and was snarling at you, and that could have made you a bit wary of dogs. Years and years later, when you're learning to drive, it may be something as innocent as your driving instructor simply mentions that they've got a dog, or they turn up for a driving lesson with a dog in the back of the car. That's the way that your mind can link different fears with different things. Let me give you another example of a time when I worked with someone who had driving anxiety, and it was all because of a tent. Now you might think, how can a tent, a tent, the thing is just sleeping in fields, how can a tent have anything to do with driving anxiety? What's all that about? The problem was this client that I worked with, when they were younger, they were in the back of a car going on holiday, and their parents were having a really bad argument about a tent. I think they brought a tent along that was like a lightweight tent for the summer, and it was raining really heavily, and they wished they brought along this winter tent, a thicker tent or something like that. And this really upset the child because they were screaming, crying, you know how kids are, and that stuck in their mind. And their mind was linking driving with this argument about a tent. So you see, if that person, as they have done, had spent years and years and years just trying to fix their driving, trying to have driving lessons, and people telling them, you're okay, you're safe, it's fine, that wouldn't have done anything because the problem came from a tent. Now it sounds really strange, doesn't it? But I've done this over and over again, and I've even been through this myself. I've been through the process that I help people with. I've been through it myself, and the things that come up are amazing. You will not get rid of driving anxiety just by driving or just by listening to relaxing music. It doesn't work, because all you're doing is you're just pampering, or you're pandering to the symptoms. So you're just making it worse in a way, because you just think, well, I'm trying all these things, but it's not working. Why isn't this relaxing music working? And I've tried these things online, all these audio tracks, and they don't work. It's because they're only treating the symptom. They're not getting to the root cause of the problem, which can be a tent or a dog, or I've even heard it be an ice cream. And it sounds so strange, doesn't it? But I wonder what your root cause will be. What's the problem of your driving anxiety? So that video should have made some sense to you. Perhaps I know it's a bit odd, but it's a different way of thinking about things. And whether or not you believe it, that's the truth. That's where these problems come from. And I've worked with many people who have come to me terrified of driving, and an hour later I'm just chatting to them. They're on the other side of the world. An hour later They're out driving like they never had a problem ever before. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon for more videos.